Good morning. Welcome to this updated video on the tropics. It is Sunday, October 30th at 7:25 a.m. Let's dive right into what's happening this morning, shall we? So if we have a look at the visible satellite image this morning, we still have this massive area of clouds, showers and thunderstorms stretching all the way from the Eastern Caribbean through to almost the Western Caribbean. We see there's a large area of spin right here. We see westerly winds and southwesterly winds and clouds on the south side, and we have easterly and northeasterly winds on the north side. So it's trying to get its act together. It's trying to get maybe a closed circulation, a better defined circulation. And then, once that happens, we have deeper convection bubbling up right here, somewhere in the center, wherever the case may be. Usually that's where we see the strongest, thunderstorms, strongest wind, whatever the case may be. So it makes sense that on the rainbow look this morning, we see a nice blow up of convection right here, south of the Dominican Republic, in red and orange. That's where the deepest convection is located, the heaviest rain. So if there are ships out there, maybe they're experiencing some bad weather at this time. Either way, the system is still expected to develop as it moves towards the west-northwest. As of 7:52 a.m., that's about 6:52 a.m. Jamaica time, the U.S. National Hurricane Center has upgraded their chances to a 70% chance of tropical cyclone formation within the next 48 hours, within the next 2 days, which means it can develop today or tomorrow. Definitely. What does the 5-day outlook show now? It's showing that Jamaica is now in the shaded region, in the red area. So it might even form itself over Jamaica. It would definitely scrape Jamaica south coast, considering this. But it's not set in stone. It might have our 2 p.m. advisory, and then the red is off of Jamaica's land. It all depends. That's why we have to keep updated and keep watch, because these things change every day. Yesterday it was showing something else south of Jamaica. Now it's showing maybe across the southern portion of Jamaica. We shall see. Either way, it says here a broad area of low pressure over the central Caribbean Sea continues to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms. However, overnight, satellite wind data suggests the circulation is gradually becoming better defined. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for additional development, and a tropical depression is likely to form in the next couple of days while the system moves northwestward at 10 to 15 miles per hour over the central and the northwestern Caribbean Sea. Interests in Jamaica should monitor the progress of this system. NOAA and Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft will be investigating the system this morning. Regardless of development, locally heavy rainfall is possible over portions of the Lesser Antilles, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and Jamaica during the next couple of days. All right, so we've been warned by the National Hurricane Center. What does the spaghetti model suggest where it might go? Very close to southern Jamaica right here. That's the consensus right here in the middle. And then somewhere over there, whether if it is in Belize or Mexico, we shall see what actually takes place down the road. What about what the EPS has to show about the intensity? Most of them are in blue. You know that the blues suggest that it is probably a tropical depression, and the green shows that it's possibly a tropical storm. Even one of them is yellow in there showing a hurricane. Either way, most of them are showing whether it is a weak tropical storm or a tropical depression. So we shall actually see what happens. Even in the GEFS, that's the GFS, it's still showing the same thing. Maybe a 2 or 3 of them actually become hurricane in the yellow, but majority of them still travel south of Jamaica and maintain tropical depression or tropical storm, status. So we shall see what actually unfolds. We have a lot of deep warm water in the central Caribbean. And it's not only warm at the surface, it's warm the deeper you go. So even if it's sucking up all of that warm water from the surface, it still has a lot of deep warm water to tap into. Let's continue. Yesterday we showed the model intensity guidance, and we had most of them below the tropical storm threshold. Now we have more of them coming up in the tropical storm intensity threshold. Hopefully it doesn't, pass that and get into hurricane category 1, 2, 3. No, Jamaica is not ready for that one bit. Let's continue. All right, so yesterday I showed the wind shear map. I want to show you guys right next to the satellite image because we see that we have some southwesterly wind shear on the northeastern side of this area of low pressure right here. And as time goes on, it is going to be in an area because right here in the whites, that's where we have, yes, we have wind shear, but it's not that as drastic as north of that area. So in the blues, in the greens, in the yellows and the oranges and the reds that are currently over the United States, those would definitely rip a storm apart immediately. Even the blue as well. But the thing is, we have a lot of upper level high pressure over the system right now. So even when it gets close to Jamaica, this is 6Z on Tuesday. This is 1 a.m. on Tuesday, according to the GFS. It is very much safe at this time. That's upper level high pressure around it. It is very much safe. It has a shot of developing. It's not being sheared off at the top of the thunderstorms, trying to destroy it. Nothing like that. And we can actually see that on the satellite image this morning. We see the southwesterly wind shear pushing those clouds, the highest cloud tops off towards the northeast over the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. But we still have the deep convection right here. So it's trying to get its act together regardless of that wind shear. Let us look at the ECMWF forecast of where this thing is supposed to go. So let's move forward in time. We see, just like what the spaghetti model showed, it takes the low pressure area south of Jamaica. Either way, we're still expected to get some rain. We know that southern fetch into the island, the southerly flow, southeasterly flow, whatever the case may be, is going to bring a lot of rain to St. Thomas. St. Andrew, Kingston, St. Catherine. Yes, people of Portmore, lots of rain coming your way. Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, especially the southern parishes of the island. The northern parishes will get rain, but not as much as the southern parishes. Okay, what about the GFS? GFS is basically showing something similar. Here it is passing by the south of Jamaica. We see some deeper yellows and reds across the island. We shall see what actually unfolds. Hopefully it doesn't become anything more than a tropical storm. Even the Canadian model, let's see what the Canadian model does. There are many computer models out there, but we mainly use the GFS and the Euro because those are the ones that usually perform the best. Canadian basically is showing the same thing as the other two. Good. Now, last night, the H-WRF, I don't know if you guys know about the H-WRF. The H-WRF is what they normally use for the forecasting of hurricane position and intensity. Usually, the H-WRF is very, ridiculous when it comes to the intensity of these systems. And it's not set in stone at all because the 0Z run showed something completely different from what the 6Z run showed this morning. Let's look at the 0Z run because there is lots of hype showing, it's developing a 990 something tropical storm or 80 something, maybe possibly a hurricane. And look where it actually went, skirting the northern coast of Jamaica. But that's the thing about the H-WRF. It is not credible. It's not really credible at all because look at the 6Z run now. That was last night's run. Look at it now. It's not that bullish like what the 0Z run showed, and now it's even hitting the southern coast of Jamaica. That's where the center of circulation is hitting. So we know that the H-WRF is not set in stone. I usually don't look at it like that. There was a lot of hype going on the weather community last night about it, but H-WRF is not that 100% credible. There are times when it gets it right either way, but not always. Let's continue, shall we? So yesterday we showed you windy.com, showed you where the winds were going to be blowing. Let us look at what the ECMWF is showing. So right now, this is where the strongest winds are located south of Hispaniola. On Monday, look at where it's going to be at 7 a.m. It says 12 here, but we all know that that's UTC time. So when we convert it, it's 7 a.m. in Jamaica time. We see what looks like 25 to 30 knot winds. Maybe it's a tropical depression. Whatever the case may be, either way, by Tuesday it is out of here. Lots of winds. And with the winds comes the rain. So more than likely, the Meteorological Service of Jamaica is going to have to post something, whether if it's a tropical storm warning or watch or severe weather alert or whatever the case may be, flash flood watch. Either way, most people won't be able to go to work on Monday if the euro is right. The euro has always been showing Monday. What is the GFS showing? GFS is starting to cave now. Look at where it is now at 7 a.m. on Monday. Yesterday it was more south of Hispaniola. 8 a.m. on Monday. 7 a.m. on Monday, my apologies. Look at where the winds are as well. East, southeast of Jamaica. Look at where the center of circulation is. Southeast of Jamaica. Where is it located on Tuesday? West of Jamaica. Either way, lots of winds coming across Jamaica. Lots of rain as well. Let's just look at the next 24 hours of rainfall, shall we? Courtesy of the weathernerds.com. This is where the next 24 hours is showing that we're going to get accumulated rainfall of up to 2.5 inches in some spots across the ocean, mainly across the ocean. Either way, we see places such as Haiti, Dominican Republic. This is just the ECMW. Haiti, the Dominican Republic, southern Puerto Rico, parts of St. Kitts and Nevis, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the Eastern Caribbean. So we have, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Barts, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent, Trinidad and Tobago, all of which will be forecast to get some rain. The GFS shows the same thing going on for the next 24 hours from now until Monday morning. And it makes sense because the satellite image right now, let me refresh the page. The satellite images right now show where it's actually, raining right now. Lots of cloud cover over the Eastern Caribbean. This thing is still trying to get its act together. Deep convection blow up going on. What about the Doppler radar now? You guys, if you don't know about this website, barbadosweather.org, it is a very good website. You know that satellite images usually show the cloud cover. Doppler radar images show where it's actually raining. So we know that the blues are light rain, the green is still a bit light, darker green, moderate rainfall, and the yellows are where it's actually raining the heaviest. So if you look closely, I wish I could zoom. If you look closely, we see that it's raining across eastern portions of Hispaniola, southern Puerto Rico, the same islands that I just mentioned, to Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique, St. Lucia, Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, even some portions of Guyana and Suriname might be getting in on some of the rainfall, even spilling into Venezuela as well. We all know how quickly these rainfall, these downpours can, bring problems, flooding, whatever the case may be. So if you guys live in flood-prone areas, try to get something done about that. Take the necessary precautions, evacuate the area, so on and so forth. Let's talk about the next 48 hours now. So I just showed you that the next 24 hours, rainfall, not so much on Jamaica, but no, the next 48 hours, look where the rain is coming in on Jamaica. Central and Eastern Jamaica, especially in Eastern Jamaica, according to the ECMWF. What about the GFS? Basically, almost the same thing. Central parishes, not so much. Western parishes, not so much. But Eastern and Southern parishes, definitely. Let's get close up, shall we? The ECMWF showing where the rain is coming. This map shows where it's going to be raining from now up until 8 p.m. on Monday. So Southern Jamaica, Eastern Jamaica, that's according to the ECMWF. What about the GFS? The same thing that we just saw on the other map. Eastern parishes, definitely going to be getting in on some of the rainfall. So somewhere between 20 to 30 millimeters of rainfall. Anyways, let's just look at what was predicted yesterday. It says the ECMWF and GFS supercomputer models are in agreement that portions of northern and eastern Jamaica could receive rainfall tonight into Sunday morning, also affecting sections of some eastern, central, and western parishes on Sunday afternoon. Let's watch what happened. So that was what was predicted last night for today. And it actually rained on the north coast last night into this morning. I would have shown you something from the radar site here that we have from Jamaica, but it has been temporarily out of service since March 9. Hopefully they try to get it sorted out as soon as possible. I cannot believe that this is the brand new radar that they got. I wonder what actually took place. Either way, hopefully it gets fixed as soon as possible. So that forces us to use the Doppler radar from Cuba. And the thing about this Doppler radar, it glitches out. So we can see that it actually showed that northern portions of Jamaica got rain. This is the 30th of October today. And this was what? If this is 5:50 a.m. in Cuba, so that's about 4:50 in Jamaica. So that was early morning rainfall across portions of Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland when they actually went in. Okay, I wonder what would happen if I reload. Anyways, satellite images shows where all that deep convection is located this morning. We saw that Portland got in on some of the heavy rainfall. I even made mention of this, that 6:56 a.m. Sunday, October 30th, 2022, as predicted. It rained last night into this Sunday morning across sections of some northern parishes, as this morning's close-up satellite images still show clouds bringing more showers to parts of these very parishes. How is your weather? And we saw that there was some rain coming into parts of Trelawney, St. Mary, and Portland, and so on. Let's see if it actually went in at this time. Let's see. So Trelawney, at the time that I posted that, Trelawney wasn't getting any as yet. I'm pretty sure that they're getting now. Portland and St. Mary, definitely. Eastern St. Anne, definitely rainfall and clouds. Nothing so far on the south coast. St. Thomas all the way to Hanover. Nothing at all. Let's continue, shall we? All right, so let us talk long range now, because there are some things happening. If we actually look past this 6th of November, we'll see that there is a lot of moisture coming into the Southern Caribbean, even the MDR right here. That's on the Euro. What does the GFS show? We know that the GFS is ridiculous. So after this thing passes us, what's gonna happen? Long range. What is this? Low pressure, lots of convection. What is going on here? What's going on? Everywhere we see convection. We see low pressure everywhere developing. What is happening? Are we gonna get like 5, 4, 10 storms? No, not necessarily. This is basically just convective feedback to show that, oh, there's a lot of precipitation that is gonna take place in the Caribbean when? After the 7th of November. Why is that? I showed you this yesterday. From Eric Webb, he says, this has got to be one of the stronger and more impressive South America cold surges I've seen. This is one of the people on Twitter that you guys need to follow if you're not following them as yet, because he knows this stuff. He's a meteorologist. Watch how this cold front over South America surges down the spine of the Andes. The spine of the Andes Mountains is right here and completely crosses the equator. We know that the equator is right here, reaching up to 10 degrees north later next week. And when all of that cold air reaches the Southern Caribbean and the main development region, what is going to happen? As he stated, we're going to have a lot more upward motion activity in the Caribbean. What does that mean? More convection, more rainfall, possibly more tropical depressions or tropical storms. Right now, the GFS is seeing a lot of convective feedback, but it's not sure of what's going to happen, which is why each and every run recently is crazy bonkers. So we shall see what actually unfolds. Stay tuned to the updates. Thanks for watching. Try your best to stay safe. Okay, all right. Bye.